Got a lot of hunger and I'm fed up. Did a couple numbers, now my bread up. Now I gotta settle with the devil. I know that's really just code. The man in the mirror took my soul, so it took cold, turned into cold. Check my J's, I'm back on the road. I'm back on the walk up in the booth, got my cape on. Y'all fake with the smoke, get your vape on. Never wanna shoot, but I break arms. I know I'm about to blow when I make bombs. If you want that sauce, I got it. I got buzz like Oscar Wilde.
I think Drake just cut in line. What's going on, YouTube? It's only Knox Hill, and we're back with the reaction series. So today, man, I am well aware that even though Taylor Swift is trying to take over the internet right now, Drake is like, hang on a second. I want to re-enter this game. We have not heard from Kendrick yet. It has been a week, but it seems like Drake is going to press him even further. So this right here, right now, is none other than Taylor-made Freestyle. But before I get any further, listen, I want to give a quick shout out to the hat that I'm wearing, knoxhillmusic.com. Limited edition Black Chaos hats while supplies last. Last time we dropped the white ones, they sold out like crazy. So if you want to get yours, you want to support the channel directly, I'll put all links to get it below. But anyways, know what we're here for. Drake, step back up to the plate. Let's see what you got.
Illuminati. Does rise again. You can see it in my eyes again.
Why did I hear Pac's voice? And why is this piano dropping in on a very West Coast style beat?
Kendrick, we need ya, the West Coast savior. Ain't great in your name and some hip-hop history. If you deal with this viciously, you seem a little nervous about all the publicity. For this Canadian light-skinned doc, we need to know the baby West Coast victory, man. Call him a bitch for me. Talk about him liking young girls as a kid for me. Heard it on the Buddin' podcast, it's gotta be true. They told me the spirit of Machiavelli is alive, and the nigga under 5'5", so it's gotta be you. I would beat the whole fucking game. It was me and Snoop Dogg, had my fucking shirt off in the House of Blues. K, you gotta fuck this nigga, girl, he gotta get abused. All that shit about burning tattoos, he is not amused. That's jail talk for real thugs, you gotta be you. Gotta leave this motherfucker broken and bruised before we really lose. You asked for the smoke, now I seen you too busy for the smoke. I won't lie, the people confused. Now you about to get this shit another week and fall back to home, girl, but run the numbers up. I would've refused for these industry relationships. She not in your shoes. You supposed to be the boogeyman, go do what you do. Unless this is a moment that you tell us this not really you. In that case, there's nothing left to say. I just pass it to Snoop.
No. I told you that Pac was still alive. When he vanished from that hospital, the body was never found. Pac is alive. I can't believe Drake has done this. You can hear Drake's flow, right? Sometimes when this AI stuff happens, right, and the artist gets on it, they try to like mimic and emulate how that artist would deliver, like that Kendrick AI spoof and all of that. Drake, you could tell it was still Drake, right? And I think he wanted it to be that way because it was not a Pac flow. It was not a drippy style Pac flow and like, you know, method of attack and very staccato delivery. It was a Drake style flow. It had that smoothness to it, just a different way, dropping in between the beats there. So you could tell it was Drake with AI over top of it. And this starts with Illuminati, right? Tupac, Illuminati, right? 7 Day Theory, Don, killer of Illuminati. That's where Illuminati comes from. And Pac referencing all of that. And this is significant. This is significant in a number of ways. I can't believe he took this method of attack because Kendrick Lamar said that Pac came to him in a dream. And basically, he sees himself as like the second coming of Pac. Like it's his job to carry forward the torch of the West Coast. He talks about this messiah complex that he has regarding hip hop and the culture. So Drake is taking all of that to get under Kendrick's skin. And he is trolling Kendrick by using Pac's voice, one of his idols, someone he looks up to and says he's the second coming as. And then on top of that, the concept of storytelling writing. I'm always a fan of battles when you can find just a different approach. Like I took that in one of my disses where I rewrote Eminem's stand from the perspective of my opponent and dissed him, but told it through the format of a first-person story. This is third person in a sense and first person because Drake is writing as Tupac, not addressing to Drake, but addressing to Kendrick, even leaving breadcrumbs of how you can attack Drake. This is some clever, but man, this is meant to really get under Kendrick's skin. Now we got to bring it back and just appreciate some of the things that he just said here. This is wild. Even the beat too. And I know, I said this right away. The West Coast style beat that you could hear Pac on when it drops in. Wow. We're making chess moves now.
Kendrick, we need ya. The West Coast savior. Ain't Grady.
Right there. The West Coast savior. We just talked about how Kendrick views himself. And coming from Pac's voice too, saying that to Kendrick. When Kendrick hears this, I would love to be a fly on the wall and just see Kendrick's face, man. It's gonna piss him off.
Kendrick, we need ya. The West Coast savior. Ain't Grady your name and some hip-hop history. If you deal with this viciously, you seem a little nervous about all the publicity. For this Canadian light-skinned doc, we need to know the baby West Coast victory, man. Call him a bitch for me.
We need an undebated West Coast victory. Fuck this light-skinned Canadian. You know, it's almost like Eminem 8 Mile when he starts dissing himself, right? Like he's given K-Dot some of the methods to approach him with. But it's clever in a diss battle because it's like, let me acknowledge some of the things that you will probably use against me. I'll try to move in advance of you and get out in front of it, right? Because we saw Rick Ross do it and call him white boy. We saw Pusha T do it, right? And talk about the biracial nature of Drake and how he leans more to the white side. So Drake is touching upon that through the voice of Pac. But he's also talking about why is it taking so long from Kendrick, right? It's been 1 week. Okay, now listen, Kendrick is the one who fired first technically and opened up this box. I know there's been subliminals and stuff, but the direct diss has come from Kendrick. So normally when you are the instigator, right, you know that it's coming. Normally the person that gets this, they don't know that it's coming. So they got to recover and figure it out, and they might not be able to move as quick. Because normally when you diss first, you are coming with a diss, so you probably have another one on deck and another one on deck because you set the timeline, right? Drake is only responding to it. So it's really interesting that, yeah, it took Drake a week, but he responded. I'm surprised, though, that a week has gone by and we've gotten no Kendrick response at all because, again, he's the one who set the timeline. He's the one who started it. Drake is recovering, so Drake is behind the starting line. But now Drake's getting out in front.
Canadian light-skinned doc, we need to know the baby West Coast victory, man. Call him a bitch for me. Talk about him liking young girls as a kid for me. Heard it on the Button podcast, it's gotta be true. They told me.
Little slide shot at the Button podcast. Heard it on the Button podcast, so it's gotta be true, right? That said, not sarcastically and ironically at all. And then talking about the younger girls. There was that situation when he had that chick on stage and like he was, you know, hugging her and stuff and gave her a kiss on the neck and all of that. And then he holds the mic up to her. How old are you? And she's like, I'm 17. Drake was like, you see his face, right? Like the soul left the body at that point in time. He's like, nah, I can't be messing with this. So there's been talks of that. And then obviously he's been trolled for the Millie Bobby Brown situation in the past. So again, this is more of Drake trying to get out in front of it. But I also wonder if since he sat here for a week, he's got too much time on his hands. He keeps thinking about how Kendrick's going to attack him. And maybe he's also showing some things that he could be nervous about having to address and deal with. But he's still trying to get out in front of it right now. See, we keep going.
Young girls, that's a kid for me. Heard it on the Button podcast, it's gotta be true. They told me the spirit of Machiavelli is alive. And the nigga under 5'5", so it's gotta be you. I would beat the
Spirit of Machiavelli, right? We talked about Machiavelli. Tupac's album referring to himself as Machiavelli, Don, Killer, Illuminati. But Machiavelli, Pac always referenced Machiavelli. And he's got an interesting story because, you know, he faked his own death, right? So there's the Machiavellian faking your death that where people started to speculate that did Pac actually fake his own death? And that's where the conspiracy theories arose from that side of things.
Belly is alive, and the nigga under 5'5", so it's gotta be you. I would beat the whole fucking game. It was me and Snoop Dogg.
The spirit of Machiavelli. So my spirit is alive in this dude who's under 5'5". So we got more short jokes again.
5'5", so it's gotta be you. I would beat the whole fucking game. It was me and Snoop Dogg. Had my fucking shirt off in the House of Blues. You gotta fuck this nigga, girl. He gotta get abused. All that shit about.
That's a reference to Hit 'Em Up. Right? When Pac talks about fucking Biggie's wife, Faith Evans, right? Because what Pac is saying there is you got to do something low down and dirty. You got to do like, you know, some Jay-Z shit, like skeeting in the back of the car and on the seats and all of that. Like, we got to take it deeper, right? It's not deep enough what you're talking about right now. That first diss is kind of light work. So notice how he's taking Pac and using that to discredit Kendrick's first diss and saying, you gotta hit harder.
Gotta be you. I would beat the whole fucking game. It was me and Snoop Dogg. Had my fucking shirt off in the House of Blues. You gotta fuck this nigga, girl. He gotta get abused. All that shit about burning tattoos. He is not amused. That's jail.
Burning tattoos. That's Kendrick Lamar's line on Like That. He's not amused. You gotta go deeper.
Nigga, girl, he gotta get abused. All that shit about burning tattoos. He is not amused. That's jail talk for real thugs. You gotta be you. Gotta leave this motherfucker broken and bruised before we really lose.
Is that trying to diss his street cred? That's jail talk for real thugs. You gotta be you. Keep it to who you are.
Thugs, you gotta be you. Gotta leave this motherfucker broken and bruised before we really lose. You asked for the smoke, now I seen you too busy for the smoke. I won't lie, the people confused. Now you about to get this shit another week and fall back to homegirl, but running numbers up, I would've refused.
Now you gotta give it another week? Why is he gotta give it another week and fall back to homegirl for running the numbers up? Who is the she who has entered the conversation?
About to get this shit another week and fall back to homegirl, but running numbers up, I would've refused. For these industry relationships, she not in your shoes. You supposed
Fuck these industry relationships. She's not in your shoes. Are we going to drop it for the Swifties? Is that what we're talking about? Because remember, Drake used that already, responding to Kendrick about him getting on songs with Taylor Swift. Is that a Taylor Swift reference because her album has just dropped? Is that what he's implying right here? Taylor Swift drop. The title is Tailor Made. Get it? Like this is Taylor fitted, Taylor suited versus you are Taylor Swift made. You got to move aside because of your industry contacts. Remember the drop and give me 50, the splits, because you basically are not in charge. You are not a boss of anything. You are getting taken advantage of. You only move when the people above you say it's okay to move, and you got to give half of your money and revenue away. So in this case, what's being painted here? You ain't moving because we got a Taylor Swift album out? Nah, this is rap. Come on.
I would've refused. For these industry relationships, she not in your shoes. You supposed to be the boogeyman, go do what you do. Unless this is a moment that you tell.
There's a boogeyman reference. You know, Kendrick Lamar seen himself as like the boogeyman of the rap game. A lot of rappers have referred to themselves as the boogeyman before.
You supposed to be the boogeyman, go do what you do. Unless this is a moment that you tell us this not really you. In that case, there's nothing left to say, I just pass it to Snoop.
Unless you tell us this is not really you. You wanted this smoke, but where are you? Man, he really wants a Kendrick response. I'm thinking of the Meek Mill diss. I guess this is what I got to do to make y'all rap. I got to drop another one.
There's nothing left to say, I just pass it to Snoop.
Nephew, what the fuck you really got to do?
Oh my God, he didn't just start by saying nephew. Yes, he did. He is trolling so hard.
Nephew, what the fuck you really got to do? Passed you the torch at the House of Blues, and now you gotta do some dirty work. You know how to move, right? Right? I know you never been to jail, orange jumpsuits and shower shoes. Never shot nobody, never stabbed nobody, never did nothing violent and no one. It's the homies that empower you. But still, you gotta show this fucking aisle who's boss on the west. Now's the time to really make a power move. Cause right now it's looking like you writing out the game plan on how to lose. How to bark up the wrong tree and then get your head popped in a crowded room. World is watching this chess game, but are you out of moves? That you know the DOG never fucking doubted you. But right now it seems like you posted up without a clue of what the fuck you about to do.
Yeah, that's the truth.
No, you know what I will say? When it dropped in at first, I'm sat there like, hang on, there's no way Snoop's on the track, because he did kind of take the Tupac verse. Obvious, you could hear the Drake flow right away. To start the Snoop verse, it did sound like a Snoop flow at first, right? Just the way that he kind of popped in. But then as it went on and progressed, you could tell more that it's Drake rapping and Drake's flow. And listen, stepping back from the situation, I got a little bit of an issue with this with Drake, but we can pick it apart later. Like, the only downside to all this is I hate that all these AI diss tracks have dropped, right? Like that Kendrick Lamar diss, I got so many comments on it. The second I listened to it, I'm like, nah, this is AI. But what surprised me is the amount of people on the internet that can't decipher, or they don't have like those rap ears and they just can't tell right away. That is not Kendrick's style. That is not Kendrick. He wouldn't say that. He wouldn't do it in that way. And the AI mix still isn't up to par with the quality. But as technology progresses, AI is only going to get better and better, which scares the shit out of me. But the only downside to this is now everybody's going to hear Drake's diss, and we're going to have like 100 more AI diss tracks because people are going to follow suit from this. It's almost like, yeah, it's okay. But anyways, let's bring it back and break down some of what Snoop is saying now. Again, someone else who Kendrick looks up to. There's important lines there because Snoop, Corrupt, Game, West Coast at a show, basically gave Kendrick Lamar the torch to like, we're passing the torch to you. It's your turn to run with it. Like, they anointed him the new king of the West, right? So this is another chess move from Drake, now having Snoop talk to Kendrick, trying to get under Kendrick's skin. He is really poking the bear right now. He is really wanting a response. But you know what this also tells me? This also tells me if he's poking in this way and wants a response, he's got another one packed in. He's got another one loaded, and he's ready to go, and he's just waiting to drop it. This feels like the in-between.
Some blues, and now you gotta do some.
I just pass it to Snoop.
Nephew, what the fuck you really got to do? We passed you the torch at the House of Blues, and now you gotta do some
There's passing the torch.
dirty work. You know how to move, right?
Now you got to do some dirty work, right? You got to get your hands dirty. You can't just sit here and drop a diss and vanish like you did when you dropped that Control verse and you just vanish from the scene, right? You got to do some dirty work now. You got to move.
Blues, and now you gotta do some dirty work. You know how to move, right? Right? I know you never been to jail, orange jumpsuits and shower shoes. Never shot nobody, never stabbed nobody, never did nothing violent, and no one. It's the homies that empower you, but still.
It's the homies that empower you, so you rely on all the other people around you. Even when you talk about your bodyguard's going to help you snatch chains and stuff. You see what he's doing there? He's trying to just remove Kendrick's street credibility, acting all tough. It's all the facades, is how he's painting it.
Never stabbed nobody, never did nothing violent, and no one. It's the homies that empower
And again, it's different coming from Snoop.
you, but still, you gotta show this fucking owl who's boss on the west. Now's the time to
Show this Al who's boss, OVO, Al, Drake.
power you, but still, you gotta show this fucking owl who's boss on the west. Now's the time to really make a power move, cause right now it's looking like you writing out the game plan on how to lose, how to bark up the wrong tree and then get your head popped in a crowded room. World
Get your head popped in a crowded room. What is this, 20v1? Because everybody's involved right now. You could take that a number of ways. Like, you're getting overcrowded here and overshone because I'm bigger than you. But then also, like, you jumped up and then all these other people jumped up to diss me, but your head got popped because I got you mainly in the scope right now.
Now's the time to really make a power move, cause right now it's looking like you writing out the game plan on how to lose, how to bark up the wrong tree and then get your head popped in a crowded room. World is watching this chess game, but are you out of moves? That you know the deal.
World is watching this chess game, but you out of move. See, that's a line right there. Drake knows that's a lie. Drake knows Kendrick's going to move at some point. He's just trying to up the timeline and really get this thing going, right? He's not trying to sit back and wait. But also the chess moves, remember first-person shooter? When him and J. Cole are sat playing chess and they're mimicking two of the GOATs of football. Shout out to that, baby. Ronaldo and Messi. Team Sue versus Team World Cup, right? And the two GOATs are playing chess with each other. So that, to me, goes a little bit deeper right there because that's what started all of this. Is first-person shooter, and Kendrick responded to all that in the first place.
Then out the game plan on how to lose, how to bark up the wrong tree and then get your head popped in a crowded room. World is watching this chess game, but are you out of moves? That you know the DOG never fucking doubted you, but right now it seems like you posted up without a clue of what the fuck you about to do.
Yeah, that's the truth. I'm definitely about to come around the land gang and let my fucking bow move. Shitting on you niggas from a whole different altitude. High up in the sky like I'm Howard Hughes. The first one really only took me an hour or two. The next one is really about to bring out the coward in you. But now we gotta wait a fucking week, cause Taylor Swift is your new top. And if you about to drop, she gotta approve. This girl really about to make you act like you not in a feud. She tailor-made your schedule with Ant, you out of the loop. Hate all you corporate industry puppets, I'm not in the mood. I love it when you niggas talk loose like I'm not in the room. Since like that, your tone changed a little, you not as enthused. How are you not in the booth? It feel like you kinda removed. You tryna let this shit die down. Nah, not this time, nigga, you following through. I guess you need another week to figure out how to improve. What the fuck is taking so long? We waiting on you. The rest of y'all are definitely involved, y'all getting it too. Soon as you get the courage to drop, I'm out on the loose. On the loose. Woo! Yeah, shout out to
it is heating up now, baby.
But now
we're gonna bring it back.
I'm definitely about to.
That you know the DOG never fucking doubted you.
Let's break down these lyrics now.
But right now it seems like you posted up without a clue of what the fuck you about to do.
Yeah, that's the truth. I'm definitely about to.
Even he calls Snoop, yeah, that's the truth. Come on now.
Without a clue.
I wonder what Snoop says about this when he hears this.
What the fuck you about to do?
Yeah, that's the truth. I'm definitely about to come around the land gang and let my fucking bow move. Shitting on you niggas from a whole.
Let my bowel move, shitting on you.
Definitely about to come around the land gang.
PG Lang.
And let my fucking bow move. Shitting on you niggas from a whole different altitude. High up in the sky like I'm Howard Hughes. The first one.
Right? He's talked about before having to come down and deal with Kendrick because his numbers are greater than Kendrick, Howard Hughes, multi-millionaire, billionaire.
Niggas from a whole different altitude. High up in the sky like I'm Howard Hughes. The first one really only took me an hour or two. The next one is really about to bring out the coward in you. But
Right there. Remember what I said a little bit earlier? It feels like this is the in-between right now, just trying to bring Kendrick out to play. Because he's really talking some shit. But this to me sounds like a man talking shit who knows he's got a heater behind him. He knows what he's got in the back pocket right now. And he just said it there.
Really only took me an hour or two. The next one is really about to bring out the coward in you. But now we gotta wait a fucking week. Cause Taylor Swift is your new top. And if you about to drop, she gotta approve. This girl.
Taylor Swift is your new top. Like your new boss, your new top. Remember we talked about Top? Anthony Top from Top Dog Entertainment taking 50% drop and give me 50 push-ups. So now we've just converted who you're listening to and who you have to follow from. In this case, it's a pop star.
Cause Taylor Swift is your new top.
And this also says something. Actions speak louder than words, right? I saw Khaled going back and forth with Drake on Twitter. Drake finally drop and give me 50 to just dismiss any speculations of it being AI, even though we knew that it wasn't at this point in time. So he dropped when Taylor Swift dropped. He's not afraid. And then he drops this diss when Taylor Swift dropped. So he's showing through his actions, I ain't afraid. Like, I'm not putting aside this beef and this battle for the sake of Taylor.
About to bring out the coward in you. But now we gotta wait a fucking week. Cause Taylor Swift is your new top. And if you about to drop, she gotta approve. This girl really about to make you act like you not in a feud. She tailor-made your schedule with Ant. You out of the loop. Hate all you corporate.
Ant, that's Kendrick Lamar's manager, right? But he's talking there, tailor-made. Remember we talked about the tailor-made freestyle is tailor-made your schedule. You are a servant to the industry, right? You're given 50% of your splits. You're not in control of anything. You can only move when your label tells you to move. And they're not going to tell you to move right now and to help push Future's album sales or anyone's album sales because Taylor has dropped. And everybody's got to get out of the way when that gangster drops over there.
Like you not in a feud. She tailor-made your schedule with Ant. You out of the loop. Hate all you corporate industry puppets. I'm not in the mood. I love it when you niggas talk loose like I'm not in the room. Since like that, your tone changed a little. You not as enthused. How are you?
Since like that, your tone changed. You're not as enthused. Yeah, he really wants him.
Loose like I'm not in the room. Since like that, your tone changed a little. You not as enthused. How are you not in the booth? It feel like you kind of removed. You trying to let this shit die down. Nah, not this time, nigga. You
right there, we're learning from the past. And this, to me, he's talking about control right there. Not this time. You can't come in, light a torch on the game, and then just go on hiatus. I'm not going to let you. I'm going to keep pressing you, right? We're going full court pressure on you right now. We're manning up until you respond, until you drop. I'm going to keep the pressure on your neck. I'm going to keep the impact on you, and I'm going to force this one out of you. You are not repeating the events of control.
You trying to let this shit die down. Nah, not this time, nigga. You following through. I guess you need another week to figure out how to improve. What the fuck is taking so long?
Following through, how to improve, smooth multi-end rhyme scheme from Drake.
Following through, I guess you need another week to figure out how to improve. What the fuck is taking so long? We waiting on you. The rest of y'all are definitely involved. Y'all getting it too. Soon as you get the courage to drop, I'm out on the loose.
The rest of y'all getting involved. Who's he talking about? Is Baby Keem gonna get involved? Everyone else who wants to pile in? Drake is letting everybody know I am Thanos right now on this rap game. Y'all can assemble the motherfucking Avengers over here. I'm ready.
Yeah, shout out to Taylor Swift. Biggest gangster in the music game right now.
Yes.
You know, I moved my album when she dropped.
Bro, I just said that. Let's go.
Yeah,
Wow.
Shout out to Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift is a motherfucking G. All right? That's why we do Taylor Swift reactions on this channel. I ain't afraid.
Biggest gangster in the music game right now. You know, I moved my album when she dropped. I said that already. You know, she about to do a Millie Rock on your head top. She got the whole PG Lang on mute like that Beyonce challenge. Y'all boys quiet for the weekend, like.
Mute like the Beyonce challenge when the song goes and it goes on mute and everybody gets quiet at the show. Come on now. Come on. He wants all the PG Lang to fire right now.
She got the whole PG Lang on mute like.
And then about to Millie Rock versus she's literally already pulling millions in terms of streams and breaking records.
Beyonce challenge. Y'all boys quiet for the weekend, like. I know you in that NY apartment, you struggling right now. I know it. In a notepad doing lyrical gymnastics, my boy. You better have a motherfucking quintuple entendre on that shit. Some shit I don't even understand. Like, this shit better be crazy. We waiting on.
That's all right. We'll break it down.
You.
Wow.
Yeah.
You in that nice new NYC apartment that you bought, right? Nobody's heard from you. So what's he implying there? That you got to bring like a quintuple? Like, since it's taking so long, you better show us why it's taking so long. You better have the lyrical acrobats going. Because we got you in the scope right now. We got you pressed. Wow. I mean, this could go two ways, right? This is either, right now Drake is on top of the world. He's on Mount Everest right now because he's not gotten a response. He's had a week to get this, to get the accolades. But you got to be careful in a rap battle, right? You can't let that confidence overtake you where you start to slip up and make mistakes, because the other way that this can go is he's going to get a response. But what he might do is really light a fire under Kendrick now. And he's going to get one hell of a response. This battle just got taken to a whole new level. Drake, you were Knox Hill certified. Hope you guys like today's video. Listen, for some reason you're here at the end. Obviously, enjoying the content. Do me a huge favor, support the channel directly. A lot goes into these breakdowns. Subscribe, notifications on. Really does go a long way. Also, you like the hat that I'm wearing, knoxhilldmv.com. Cop yours. Support the channel directly. I love you guys. Stay safe, stay positive. It's only Knox Hill. You know, I'll catch you again.